Hello, everyone. My name is Tan Hang. I'm a student at University of North Texas. I'm representing my school to compete in the Software Innovation Challenge. So when I first got to UNT, I ride the bus to school, and I would spend roughly about 1.5 hours to 2 hours every day sitting on the bus. Um, So I also noticed a lot of students apartment, within my apartment complex, that would ride, that would drive to school almost every day, like almost all the time. Like you would see the constant going and coming back from my apartment to school and from school back to my apartment. So I think if I can talk to them and ask them if they can give me a ride whenever they go to school, and I would do the same thing to get the ride back, it would save me a lot of time, and it also would give them a little bit of extra money because I'm offering them the money. Um, so that's how I come to create or develop the On My Way app. So if talk to here, you think the On My Way app will similar to Uber or Lyft in some way, but it's actually not. Uber and Lyft, they really user driven or user focused. So they focus on the user, and the driver will be someone who do it for living or they actually do it for profit. But the On My Way app, on the other hand, is really driver driven or driver focused. It's focused on the driver need, so it's basically is give the attention to the driver. So the driver will post a request, so they will go from a certain like point A to point B, and then the passengers then will post another request. If it's the match between the two, then those two will see each other and they can give them a call and arrange the ride. So here's how the app works. So there will be person one and person two. The person one would go from Plano to Chickasaw National Rec Center area in Oklahoma. The second person will need to go from Denton to the same area. So the in this scenario, the the one go from Plano will act as a driver, and then he comes to Denton right here. He'll pick up the second person up. So pick up the second person, and then they start to go together. And then when you go to here, drop off the second person, and then the the first person can go wherever he need to go. So the benefit of the app is it can reduce the traffic 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 congestion. So instead of four car going in the same direction, it now will be four people driving in one car in the same direction. It also will reduce the carbon dioxide released into the air as as help the environment. The third benefit will be the driver will be able to make a little bit of extra money just by going on their way. And the passengers will be able to save a lot of time and they will save a little bit of money compared to using other app like Uber or Lyft. The bonus benefit will be they will be able to make friends, or they may have to get to know someone that happened in the same industry, or they may have a good conversation during the ride. So that's all the benefit that I can think of. But to be honest, we just utilize the flow of the traffic to deliver most value as possible.
So this will be the demonstration of how On My Way app works. So right here we have two separate browsers act independently as two devices. So we got the Google Chrome will be the driver, and the Microsoft Edge will be the passengers. So if we click on driver, it will take us to the login page, and then let's just say we don't really have that cat yet. So let's create one. We have Alex at mail.com. Password. And then we have Alex. Last name James. This will be his phone number. And we're just going to look up the driver's license ID. When he submit, it's sent to the database, and now we have Alex at mail.com with the password. Alright, so now he will say he giving a ride. And then this one, let's say he's the passengers. And then also don't have that account yet. Let's register for him. Let's say Chase. Password. Let's do this. This is the email. So Chase. Alright, so his first name is Chase, and then his last name is Sour. His phone number. Alright. Driver license. It's just going to be random. Hit submit, and then now we lock in as Chase. Alright, Chase will be the passengers. Okay. So let's say Alex needs to go from Dallas, Texas to Oklahoma City. Hit submit, and then we have Chase. Let's go from Denton to Oklahoma City as well. When he hit submit, then he'll see this actually is Alex, and this one is the previous the system's record in the database. It is someone else. It's going from Plano to Oklahoma City. They also can give Chase a ride. So if Alex reload his page, he'll then see Chase that Chase is needing a ride from Denton to Oklahoma City, which is right here. And if either of them make a call and Alex accept the ride, he will say accept, and then it's take him to this page. He can then drive Chase to Oklahoma City, and then whenever they decide to drop off, Alex can hit drop off, and then it's taken to the end page. Same thing for Chase. Whenever Chase is done, Chase can hit done, and it's basically end the trip. So let's do one more, where if he want to go from, let's say, I have no idea where to go, from Denton, Texas to, let's say, Houston, Texas to Kansas City, Kansas City, KS. Let's submit. We'll see no trip, but let's say passengers. If we need to go from Denton to same thing, Kansas City. Oh, actually, let's do Houston, Texas, and then we need to drop off at Denton, Texas. Then he should see this phone number, which is Alex's phone number, and then the trip is from Houston to Texas to Kansas City. Because from Houston to Kansas City, they actually passing through Denton. So that's why I did that. If Alex reload, you'll see this, and then they can accept and confirm drop off. Same thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much how's the app work. And now let's see the code. So for this project, we've been using just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as usual, but on the back end, we use Django as a framework. So Django is written in Python, and it is a powerful framework to run data and analyze data, and then load it to the front end. So this one right here, we have all the template, which is the HTML file embedded with the JavaScript and CSS. I use Bootstrap to make everything look the same and have the touch and feel. They have the smooth touch and feel. So we have this directory is all the setting, and on the main folder we have this one is in charge of the form. Let me just close all these and then turn it on one by one. So this one is in charge of the form that it loads to the HTML file. This one is the code that generate the schema or like is converted to the query SQL query and then create a tables in the database. So here is the views.py. So the view is basically in charge of all the calculation. They run all the logics. And then you will see the migration right here is every time I have some change on the model .py, it will update in the database. Of course, I have to migrate it, but they have some code that just migrate the code from here to into the database. And the database I use is SQL Server. And let's see what else about the coding. Yes. So here we'll talk about a little bit about the how the view.py managed to get the route, managed to match the route of the driver and the route of the passengers. Okay, so this is how the two requests match each other. So we have this person A need to go from Plano to Chickasaw, and then one more person need to go from Den to Chickasaw as well. So whenever the request sent to the Google API, the Google API then return a JSON file. Within that JSON file, it will have the northeast as well as the southwest. So those four coordinates determine the area from the origin to the destination. So here it's also the same thing happen on the request. They'll return this certain area. Alright, so in Django, what I did is if the bound of any passengers fall within the bound of the driver, then it will show a list of the passengers that need a ride. Same thing for the passengers. If any bounds that greater than this, it will show in the passengers party so they can see the number of whoever go in the direction. Alright, that's pretty much it. So let's come to take a look at the driver. So this driver right here, we have the function driver, and then driver, whenever they took a request in, they'll do let's see, we got this map key right here, and then this is how we send the origin and destination from the template back to the server, and then the server start to process the JSON file. So basically it's right here. If you hit the submit button, it will then post the request, and then it's went back to the function, and it's gonna run the code. So the origin and the destination will take from the form that exists in the template, and then within the JSON file, this is how it's written down. That's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you for your time and your listening.